And the only Nikki Rich.
Hey, how are
Hello.
you? Hey.
What's going on?
Nothing much.
You know, trying to make it go. You feel me? I mean, let's get it popping. What's going on?
We just wanted
How's
to.
everybody? Let's make it go. I'm ready. We've been trying to do this for forever.
Thank you. Yes.
Let's talk about the interesting points. I'm interested in talking about what's interesting.
Okay. What I found is, well, you can also give us a little background. Where you from, first of all, and what got you started in the music industry, and what led you to write the book?
I live in Atlanta. I'm from New York, lived and raised in New Jersey. You know what I'm saying? What got me into music is just doing what I do best. I ain't go and sign no stand in no lines, like no audition, none of that kind of stuff, I just did what I did best, and people noticed me for doing what I do, and that's how I really started doing music. But it wasn't, music. It was a club we used to have in Atlanta, and everybody used to just come to that club all the time. So, he used to come in there. We used to have Bad Boy Friday. That's how I originally first met. That's like one of my older good partners is V. You feel me? And at the whole Atlanta, Dallas, Austin, down to Divine Stevens, down to Akon. Atlanta it boils down to a small circle of individuals that's about business. And we were those individuals at the time, and music wasn't the only thing that was like something we did third or fourth down the list. It was 4 other more important things that I think we used to be focused on, but that's another story.
Yeah.
I met Puffy. He called himself Bad Boy. I always looked at him and said, damn, how did he call? No matter what he calls himself, he can call himself and change his name to Jim Dandy if he wants to, but I know him as Sean Combs. I'm gonna name him by what his mother named him, his government, Sean Combs. So that's the guy that I know. That's the guy that does all the wrongdoings. You know how some people do wrong and then they name themselves something different just so they can blame their conscience and put it off on a certain entity. You feel me? So he called himself Puff. Puff did this. Diddy did that. Well, I look at it all together and say Sean Combs is the person I'm addressing. None of the other names, you feel me? The book is about music. The book is about a gentleman or a man chasing too many dreams instead of spending the time to chase, money to provide for his family, and approaching those third parties and whatever deal you may be trying to pursue in your life and having someone that actually stands in your way. And they're supposed to be there to help, but they're more of a hurt than a help, And that's what Sean Combs was, He couldn't make me, he couldn't break me. God is the one that's responsible for the talents that I possess, and it is no man that can. That's another story.
Yeah, and I saw where you really did a lot. You were involved in a lot of writing. You did most of the writing for him and made all these different songs. Forever.
Right.
And I mean,
Forever album.
You wrote till, 2005?
I wrote till, 2000. I can write a song any given time, so I was just writing songs like, hey, you want a song? Here, you can have a song. I'll write a song for myself, and they say, hey, you know what? That song is hot. Can I buy it from you? I say, yeah, you can buy it. You feel me? Because I can always go write another one because I wrote this one. You feel me? And I think that every time I would come up with a hot song, Puff would want to buy it. And, hey, I had no problem with that. Hey, you can buy them. But then at the same time, it was a part of a deal where he said, this is what I'm going to do for you if you do this for me. And what he was supposed to do for me was open the door and allow me the opportunity to be my own star, not the one that's giving him the words to be who he is. So, like, if you read in the last issue of Don Diva, when he said, somebody could be an artist who comes back 5 or 10 years later to write a book that never sold a song or album. And, that's completely false because everything that he's saying, I wrote. So as long as he sells music, I sell music. So, you just got to look at him. He's the devil, and I'm not going to, call him that.
Yes. We're here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Can y'all hear me? This is Mimi from Atlanta.
Hey, Mimi.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Can't complain about
Curry,
a
I have
thing.
a question. I have a question for you.
All right.
You said you're saying all this stuff, and I think from the outside world, people who are like me, I'm not in corporate. I'm in corporate America. I'm not in the music industry or the entertainment industry. However, being on the outside looking in, Puffy, from a leadership and a business perspective, as far as when it comes to artists, he seems to always fail. And I'm trying to understand, why do people continuously go back to his system? Why do people continue to sign with him? And why is that? What type of hold or what kind of really impact does he have in the industry that we as the other people on the outside cannot see?
That's a real good question, Donald. You don't think that you define your success off of someone else's hard labor and you don't want to share that success with them, then what kind of business person are you? A true businessman not only becomes a businessman and makes money for himself or makes himself powerful, he knows how to make everyone around him powerful. And if you notice, the Puffy situation, there's no one around Puff that's successful except Puff. And it's all coming back down on him now because, you see him now running around doing tours and he's doing shows, but he's not doing arenas no more. He's doing House of Blues. He's having parties at places that only hold 500 people, and he can't pack them out because, time goes and things move on. You feel me? And it's not a situation where you're going back to him. You got to look at the only people that you can go to. And then let's also look at this. Puffy has, $500 million. Why does he have to have a record label behind him in order to have a record label? It just shows that even the money that he has is not enough to stand on his own. He still has to have Universal. He still has to have Warner. Why? Because they're the ones who pay billions and millions of dollars to manipulate people like me and you through radio and television. You feel me? You can have $500 million or $500,000 or however much you have, and that's still not enough to buy manipulation back to him or running back to him. He's one of the only individuals that they put in that place for you to go to, him or Jay-Z, you feel me, or Dr. Dre. It's not running back to him. Nobody ran to him. He the one who runs to other individuals and says, hey, I need a hit. Don't nobody run to him and say, I got a hit for you.
When I say run to, I'm more so saying even when he had the shows, making other bands, where he put on national TV how horrible he was as a manager or just a leader, because he didn't garner the respect. He was not effective in developing any one of those artists all 3 seasons, the first group, the second group, and the last group. So I'm just trying to figure out, why do people still associate him as this big name within the music industry, where he put on TV for a national audience to see that he is not good at.
If we got to create this black individual and call him Puffy for everybody to go to work and get their checks and come spend their money on him, then that's what we'll do, because that's just the way the world is. But we have to wake up and realize, man, that we are trained to stop being looked at as that. Like, when could we create?
Agree.
They say, okay, we're gonna make a new nigga. We're gonna call him Puff Daddy. He's gonna run around in a shiny suit, and he's gonna be the new man. Right? So it's not running to him or nothing like that. It's just like, wow, why do y'all keep creating these individuals that's supposed to help us in this world, and they not here to help us, they here to help themselves. Ain't nobody around Puff successful. Why is that? What happened to all these artists? What happened to the dudes from making it a band? They was on TV, and then TV just sold them out. What happened to Young Jock? His joint was hot. Remember? It's going down in the hood.
Yeah.
Now where's Young Jock?
He's still here in Atlanta.
Yeah, but
you know what?
All of a sudden one day, how all of a sudden one day nobody was checking for him no more. That just shows you how much nonsense is going on in the music industry. Because he gave us a hit that at least some people should be wanting to hear more from Young Jock, but they just totally wiped him off of the map. Right? Because if you're not doing what we need you to do, and if we're not making money with you, then you won't have that manipulation power you need in order to sell. Let's go. Let's talk.
What about the people who wasn't writing, like you were? What do you think? Why do you think they fell off the face of the earth or whatever? What do you think they wasn't doing to stay on?
It's not about, sometimes you could be doing everything that you need to do, but if somebody won't allow you that opportunity, then it doesn't matter. See, and that's what the devil does. The devil always stands in between you and your dreams, and he confuses things. And he doesn't make, he try to, for as much as you want it, he doesn't want you with it. You feel me? Something might tell you, your mind might tell you to do something a certain way, and the devil is there to tell you, you know what, I hear what you're saying, but you should try it this way. Then you wind up trying it that way. Then you still fail, and you say, you know what, I should have stuck with my first instinct and went with my mind. You feel me? See, that's what the devil always creates doubt in individuals. You feel me? And that's what we call spiritually breaking people. You feel me? That's how they...
Back home, we got to get evicted, and, was it like a certain, they had a contract, I know, but is it like a certain period of time they couldn't get their money, like a year, you had to do this for 6 months to a year, or, was it a certain amount that they got at first? Because I know a lot of them was about to get put out their houses and stuff.
Right. Well, that's how it is. If it's 5 people in the group, and Puffy gives y'all $25,000, and you got to split it amongst 5 people, that's $5,000 a piece. How long do you expect to think $5,000 lasts for a person, and they got a ball? Like, man, I got to go buy shoes. That's just enough for you to buy enough outfits until you get some more money. You know what I'm saying? It's going to cost you $5,000 just to be looked at as a star. You just can't be walking around, you running around with Puff. He's a $500 million man. He gave you $5,000 and you got dirty sneakers on? How that's going to work? You're going to buy $5,000. For an example, they might say, you signed a bad boy. Okay, cool. Well, in order for you to sign, Puff is going to offer you a publishing deal before you became a star. So he said, I'm going to give you $25,000 for 50% of your publishing, or 25%, however the percent may be. And you'd be like, wow, well, you offering me $25,000 for something that might be worth $4 million next week, and you already know it. So why don't you just be a fair businessman? Offer me $2 million. Why do you want to buy it for $25,000? Because God blessed me to have it today, so it's in my heart to bless. You feel me? See, when God bless, you bless. But God bless people that don't bless us, so that blocks the blessing. How we ever gonna get so? But it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. You can read the first chapter free online. You understand? And it's not a book about you gonna read and I walked into a room and seen Puff bent over the couch with Clive Davis running up in him. It's not none of that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't never seen none of that. But I just don't think that that's people always want the dirt of things. and they're looking for the dirt of things that they always tend to let the truth pass them by looking for what you expect. You feel me? So don't pick up the book and expect